All right, guys, let's talk about Space 1999. This episode is called Guardians of Piri. That's how you say it, Piri. It was pretty good. It does have Catherine Schell in it. I think I'm not sure how to say her name. She actually appears as a regular in season 2 as a different character, I believe, but we do get to see her here. I'm going to use my space system. I'm going to give the storyline a 1.5. It was pretty interesting. It starts off with all these computer errors. So the computer's malfunctioning. It's saying one thing, but the reality is different. Kano, I thought his name was Kano, but it's actually Kano is the way they say it. So Kano has a implant. He can actually like hook into the computer. It's pretty cool. And try to figure out what the hell's going on. So they're in this orbit of this planet, and they want to land there and potentially live there. The thing is that like it's completely messing with their minds. If you go to the planet, you just become stuck. So a couple of pilots send an Eagle down, and it gets like literally frozen in there, and they're just teleported down, and they're just mindless drones. Are just like, oh, okay, So obviously that's not desirable. Koenig is really the only one who's not affected by this. He's fighting, and Catherine plays like sort of the representation of the planet, and she gets destroyed at the end and malfunctions everything. So I couldn't give it a 2 out of 2 because the ending was just very fast. It's like, okay, we destroyed her, and then the whole thing's destroyed and it's just done. Otherwise, though, it was really cool. Again, this one felt a bit more Star Trek type episode, but done really well. I loved the stuff with the computers being messed up, and everyone's just like, what? You just start to realize how much you rely on your technology, and if your technology is messed up, it's scary. So it was actually pretty scary. I'm going to give the pacing a 1 because after their first initial 15, 20 minutes, you understand how it's going to play out. So then you're just watching it play out, as opposed to being actively engaged in like, oh no, like what's going to happen? Like you're just kind of sitting there saying, yep, okay, the computer, yeah, I got it. Now this guy's going to go and it's going to be something else, right? So you're kind of just watching it play out. That's sort of the issue with that one. The artistry is a 1.5. The planet itself looks wicked. It's a very unique looking planet. It's got a lot of red and white. It's got these white like baubles or like these like it's like ornaments. It's got these trees and these weird. It's almost like I want to say it's like a cherry blossom thing, but like they're just huge. It looks, and then there's a whole thing in the middle that has all these like it's like crystally and these huge bubbles in it. It looks really neat. Like it looks awesome. The only reason I'm not giving it a 2 out of 2, there's a bunch of cutaway things where like Catherine heals his arm, and it's just like look, my arm is damaged, and she goes like this, and then it's like a cut, and then it's gone. They could have faded that much better. It's like literally like his hand is like, so it's like his hand is like this, and they're here. It was like, oh no, and then it cuts and it just goes away, and it's like literally his hand is moved. Like surely you could have, I don't know, like dissolved that better, considering all the other technology they had in the show to make it look really good. But still, everything looked really cool. The planet it was one of the most unique surface planets that I've seen in a while. Really neat. I'll give the characters a 1.5. I really like the characters a lot in this one. They were behaving. You could tell when someone was off. Like Victor, he's great. Like you can tell when Victor is off. Even in the last episode, he was acting weird, and it's like, oh, that's not Victor. You can immediately tell because he's sitting there in the background. He's like, he's all happy, and you're like, that's weird. That's not Victor. It's like the actors are always on. You got to see more with Dr. Russell. She was more like, being fun and happy about it. So you could see that you're like, hey, she's acting weird because she's like super serious all the time, right? So what's wrong with her? It's like, what's wrong with this guy? Why is he acting weird? So you could start to tell that, yeah, some of the guys are acting weird, and it's weird. It's something's up. I really like that. And Martin Landau's awesome. He's trying to figure out what the hell's going on, and like running around, and he got screwed a bunch of times. He's trapped, and he's like, what is he going to do? So all that stuff was really damn cool. Catherine's okay. She just kind of says her lines. There's just nothing really big going on for her. They didn't give her a lot to do. But she's fine in her role that she has. Enjoyment factor, I'll give it a 1.5. I actually really like this episode. I pretty much like all of them. They're all really fun for me just because I love Space 1999. Ultimately, this one's a 7 out of 10, so it's not going to knock your socks off or anything like that. But I still liked it, but some of the other ones have been like stellar. It's really just once the first act is complete and everything is set into place, you know what's going to happen for the remainder. That's my only kind of gripe, is really just the pacing a little bit. The show's slow in general anyways, but this one's a little bit more because we already know what's going to happen and we're kind of watching it play out. So that's it, guys. Make sure you check out the classic TV show playlist. Thanks for watching. Until next time.
Hey friends, you've just been listening to J-Man, and he is the smartest person who ever lived. So make sure you like and subscribe.